Welcome to Shomach Shova on the Daf, Shir sponsor, Lui Nishmas, Aaron Be'ako Shalom, and Labas Yitzchok. We're holding Metzia Daf Chof Hey. This Daf is learned on Purim. And there is a connection in this Daf to Purim. The Gemara in Amud Beis brings that there are small kelim that is normal to throw in the garbage. What are the small kelim that people throw in the garbage? Says the Gemara, Sakini vehemnik. Sakini means knives. What is hemnik? Hemnik means a fork. Says Rabbeinu Chananel something fascinating. He says, what is a fork? What do you do with a fork? Explains Rabbeinu Chananel. Kegoyna mazleg sheyesh lo gimel shinayim. A fork that has 3 teeth. V'derech bnei Yavon, people from Greece, lachzik chatichas habosor ulachtoich im hasakin v'leechol. They hold a piece of meat with a fork. They cut the meat with a knife. Then he takes the piece that he cut and he puts it into his mouth. His hands don't touch the meat because of the dirt. Meaning, Rabbi Chananel is saying, what do you do with a fork? He says what we use the fork for. Back in the day, in the time of the Gemara, the Rishonim, people used to eat with their hands. The Shlo has a piece where he speaks about how the hands are mishamish and odom when he eats. But says Rabbeinu Chananel, the people in Yavon in Greece, they eat with a fork. And this is what the Gemara is referring to when it speaks about hemnik. And the Aruch is brought down that the people that eat with a fork are not the Greeks, but are the Persians, bnei Paros. And this refers to the Gemara in Brachas Daf Ches Amud Beis. So the Gemara there says, Omar Gamliel, b'shloisha dvarim oyev ani es haParsim. There's 3 things I like about the Persians. Tznuim be'achilasom, they're tzanua when they eat. Tznuim be'sakise, v'tznuim be'dovar acher. The tzanua when they eat, the tzanua in be'sakise, the tzanua in tashmish. So it says the Aruch, that's what it means over here. The Bnei Paros, they're very careful of how they eat, and they eat with a fork as well. It's part of their mahalach, that is have the milo of eating. Now what's pshat that the Persians, their milo is these 3 things. So the Sefer Parshas Mordechai he brings that the Gemara in Chagiga Daf Tet Zayin tells us that people, Bnei Adam, have shisha dvarim, they have 6 things. Shloisha kemalochi hasharos, v'shloisha kebehima. 3 things are like malachim, 3 things are like behima. What is like malachi hasharos? They have a das like malachi hasharos. Malachim v'koyim skufo, they stand up straight. Kemalochi hasharos, u'misaprim v'loshon hakodesh kemalachi hasharos, they can speak loshon hakodesh. How are humans compared to a behemo? Oichlim v'shoisi kebehemo, they eat and drink like a behemo. Porim v'rovim kebehemo, tashmish is like a behemo. Umotzim rei kebehemo, the beisakis is like a behemo. The Persians' milas are the 3 things that an adam is compared to an animal. They're very careful, very honorable in anything that has to do with the behemo part of the adam. But they have nothing to do with the malach hasharis part of the adam, with the spiritual part of the adam. And this is very fitting to what we know about Achashverosh, was Melech Paros, is the king of Persia. That what he was against, as the Arizal says, he was against the Beis HaMikdash. He didn't want the Beis HaMikdash to be built. And once he calculated and figured out the Beis HaMikdash is not going to be built, so he took the clay Beis HaMikdash and he used them. He invited all the Jews. He didn't come and kill the Jews. That's only what Haman came and planned. But he wanted to take away the ruchnius of the world. He wanted to focus on the gufni, on the body. The Persians are compared to a doiv, to a bear. They're mesubolim bebasar kedoiv. They are compared to the behema part of the adam, as opposed, for example, to the Greeks. The Greeks have, they're philosophers. They have the chachma. Paros is the guf. They honor the guf. They're very tsanua with the guf, but they have no shaykhs to the ruchnius. And Achashverosh, his nagdus, what he wanted against the Jews was to take away the spiritual aspects, to stop the binyan Beis HaMikdash, and to make sure that the Yidden stay where they are right now with gufni only. But what is our nitzachon on Achashverosh? How do we win the war not only by killing Haman, but against Achashverosh? What was it? That in the gufni, being in the most physical part in this world, we megala HaKadosh Baruch Hu here as well. That's the whole nace of Purim, of Gilui HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the Teva, in nature. And our avodah in Purim is, we are gufni. we eat and we get drunk and we become completely physical on Purim, and we're saying, even here there's a Kadosh Baruch Hu, even here there's Gdusha. If you focus only on the Gufni, that doesn't take the spiritual part away. The Gufni part that the Persians focus on, even there you have the Ruchnius, the Gila Kadosh Baruch Hu down there. A great connection of our daf that speaks about people that eat the food in a respectful way, that according to the Aruch is the Persians, to understand what is the Oymik of Purim. Anyone who wants to join the Shamach Shava email list to WhatsApp group, please email shamachshava@gmail.com.